Yeah. I mean, it continues to be a step forward, and that's the positive thing for this group is that we keep getting a little better. It hasn't translated into all the wins we want yet, but we're getting better and improving our situation from a ranking and postseason perspective and all those things. So yeah, it was good. I thought maybe the most complete meet we've had so far. Certainly the best performance we've had on the road from top to bottom. And really the biggest thing was we weren't timid on Beam at the end on the last event, which had been kind of what we'd been doing, getting small. We did that at Arkansas. We did it at Utah. And so I thought it was the first time I'd seen them really stay true to, being aggressive start to finish. It doesn't mean we were perfect by any means, but we had a really good approach that they maintained throughout. So good job.
You found something with that messaging of go out there and let it all hang out?
Well, it's not been new, so I think it's just about when they get comfortable enough in the role to stay on message, to be true to the message. It's we've put some people in roles that they haven't been in before, and so it's just taken some time, more than you would like. You'd love to snap your fingers and they all of a sudden everybody's Christina Desiderio on balance beam, but that's just not the case. And so you've got to give them the time and be patient, not cream them too hard because they want it. They want to do well, and there's not been one moment where I've questioned the heart of this group. They just they've got to keep plugging at it.
Did you feel like the confidence grew from this performance in the road?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think they get disappointed. They get to the end. They got to the end of that meet and they knew they had done well, and then they come up short of winning, and that's easy to be disappointed. I've got to make sure they stay focused on the main thing, and they're doing a good job of that. Just continue to improve, and keep moving. I saw a graphic. I went, because we finish meets, I always go home and watch them 2 or 3 times, the broadcast, to kind of pick apart what we did. But I saw a graphic they threw up that last year Auburn was 1-7 in the conference in the regular season, but they failed to mention in the broadcast that they went on to finish 4th in the country. So it just underscores everything I keep telling you guys, is that our goals and everything are still ahead of us. Everything that we want to achieve are still ahead of us, and if we can stay healthy and keep the mindset where it needs to be and continue to grow and mature as competitors, then we've got a chance to do something. This is a good team, and there's a lot of good teams, but we're one of them, and we've just got to keep growing.
How helpful is it that doesn't have to be Haley every night anymore, right? Like Alona,
Yeah.
Leah, everybody's kind of stepping up. Everybody's raising their effort.
Yeah, well, you come into a year and you hope that every year I say this, I hope we don't have to ride the same horses all the time, and we're having to do more of that now than we would have if we hadn't lost some people, but it's nice to see Aaliyah and now Alona and of course KJ's continued to contribute. She's ready to go back in on beam. She looked fantastic. We were that close to putting her in warm-ups, and she looks really good. We just don't have, when you get past them right now, we just don't have a lot of numbers. So we do have to ride the same ones, but it's nice that the big score doesn't have to come from the same person every time. You see Alona settling down. You see Aaliyah really maturing as a competitor, and that's going to ease everybody's mind a little bit, because Haley was, as great as she was Friday night, looked a little tired, and things were. And so I've got to find ways to continue to get them rest here, which you can't. If you can't train, it's hard to speed up the process of improving where you're making little mistakes. And so, but we have to sacrifice one thing for the big picture in order to hopefully be where we want to be in March and April. So it's a little slower process when you're in the situation we're in, but we're making the most of it, and the kids continue to get better and better and better. And we followed up our highest score of the year at home and went on the road and had our highest road score of the year. In an environment that was as tough as any you will ever get in. That place was obnoxious and fun. I want our fans to behave that way a little bit. I mean, there were a couple of times it was borderline disrespectful, but it was they did a great job, and they packed that place out, and it was standing room only, and a lot of fun, a lot of noise, a lot of fun, and really cool to be in that environment and to have our kids be as aggressive as they were.
Aaliyah just mentioned the beam lineup. So how important was that to y'all's success?
Yeah, that was the thing. That was kind of the we needed to get over the hump a little bit on that event. Like I told y'all last week, we weren't falling off. We hadn't been falling off the event. We just not really. You hadn't counted falls, I don't believe. Maybe we have. I can't remember everything anymore. But we were small. We were timid. We were, and in this meet, you finally saw them do beam with the same level of, aggressiveness that they do it in the gym, and that's great. Now we've got to maintain it. It's great for Friday, but now we've got to maintain it.
Kai got a season high on beam. So what did you see from her routine? And how have you seen her?
Well, that's what we see every day in here. That's why we were so frustrated with, some of the outcomes and that the way she was going about her business. She was setting herself up for those mistakes that she was making by the way she would react to one when she had it, and she'd walk around and carry it with her for a couple of weeks, and so she had to get through it. We moved her. You notice we took her out of the first spot and moved her to the middle of the lineup just to kind of get that the first up on beam thing out of her head, switch the lineup up a little bit and put the most matter-of-fact, even-keeled person in the room up first with Elena, and she just went up there and did what Elena does, and so that got us off to a good start, and Kai was able to settle down. She didn't look great in warm-ups, but she was able to settle down and do a good job.
So Kai, she's been through a lot throughout her career. She's faced a lot of adversity. So what have you seen, how has she handled that, and how has it changed her from her freshman year to now?
Well, I mean, I've said probably 100 times that she is kind of our alpha. As she goes, we will go in many cases. And sometimes that's a great thing, and sometimes it's not so great. But I love who she is as a person. I think she possesses so many great attributes to be a leader and to elevate people around her. And she's just she's harder on herself than she is everybody else, and that's probably the biggest thing that she has to overcome, is that she's hypercritical of herself, but wants everyone else to see the good in what they're doing. I'd like her to be a little less hard on herself. I think that would help us all out if she could do that. But she has been through a lot in so many different ways, and I'm proud that she's here, because there was a moment last year where we thought she might mail it in and go on a medical for her last year, but she's gutted it out and has made a tremendous impact on this year so far.
Olivia,
That's it?
how's Olivia?
Oh, Olivia. Olivia's ready to go. Olivia warmed up. She was our alternate on bars Friday night. She's ready to go on that event. There's not a lot more to say. She's got to earn it. She got in the inter squad and didn't quite do it up to the level. I told her, I said, I can't just put you in there. You gotta come correct when you have the opportunities to show it in the gym. So she'll get in there. It obviously it gives us a more balanced presence on that event if we can get her back in there. But again, she's got to be ready. She's ready physically. I just don't know where she's just got to get there mentally ready to go.
I don't remember what Bryce did this past meeting.
She didn't compete.
Okay.
Yeah, she's ready. I mean, we're as I told you last week, we're being real slow with her. She's a freshman and took a header to the beam, and her confidence got really shot there for a minute. And if you throw her back out there too fast, then you run the risk of making it a much longer term thing than it has to be. So I don't really have a timetable of when she'll do what, but we just kind of play it by ear.
With Florida coming in, and you're talking about the energy in the Marriage Center, I guess just how big is this for you guys to try to capitalize on something? Kind of everything seems to be lining up for you here.
Yeah, and again, I've got to be judicious in what I've got to be true to what we've been saying all along. It's about us. It's about us taking our next step. whatever that looks like. You know, scouting report, as Garrett and I jokingly say, when you look at Florida, they're good. You know, I mean, and they're the deepest team from a roster standpoint maybe ever assembled. I mean, it's the list of names on that roster is borders on absurdity. You know, I don't know that I've ever seen a more accomplished group on any one particular team. And I've been part of some great ones in the past, and we've seen great ones from UCLA and so many teams that were loaded like that, but not quite to this level. So, you know, our thing is, you know, statistics are what they are, but we've got to stay in the mindset that we were in Friday night, and we're going to do it at home, and things can break our way, and we've got to control the things that we're doing a better job of controlling now than we were a month ago, and we just have to continue to grow and get better.
Does it also help though with the messaging of, let's let it go? You know?
Yeah, nobody thinks we're going to win this meet, and you know, we might. You know, we're gonna go. It's fun to be the hunter. You know, in some ways we're still the hunted. We always seem to get everybody's biggest crowd and their best performance. So I think people love beating us. I don't know they love to put one on us. But at the same time, you know, we're kind of relishing a little bit this kind of underdog thing that's going on, and understanding that we've got to improve and keep chasing down what we want. I keep telling the kids, if you want something, you have to take it. You lay around and hope for it, it's not going to happen. So you've got to be active in your pursuit of what it is you want. And you know, I think we're doing a better job of that as we go. We are heavy on sophomore and junior participation. We're not getting, you know, until Alona did what she did, there's not a lot coming from the seniors, and we're not getting anything out. So that middle part of our team is where the numbers are coming from.
Noticed that Ashley made her debut on bars instead of Elena, so just wondering why Elena didn't go. And then
Elena tweaked her shoulder a couple weeks ago and has been nursing it, and I think it had been a little bit of a distraction for her. She didn't warm up particularly well, and I had initially thought Ashley Cowan would be the alternate, and if there were trouble to go in, she would go in, which she had done the previous 2 weeks, and she warmed up perfectly. And Lenny was struggling a little bit, so we just made the move. It wasn't anything earth-shattering. I don't anticipate Elena, you know, having trouble for a long period of time. The shoulder's improving, getting a little better, but you notice she messed up her bars at Georgia on the pack, and I think primarily a lot of that's just distraction because the shoulder was bothering her a little bit. It's not anything structurally that we can identify. I think she just kind of strained it.